Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 241 of Keeping It Real. I'm your host, Kadis, and today I've got no guest. But it is still great to be here nonetheless. What are we going to talk about? Couldn't tell you. Of course, I have a beeping watch that goes off. Geez, it's been a while since... What am I going to say? I got no idea what I'm going to say. Tons of stuff I could say, tons of stuff I could talk about, tons of stuff I could not say, tons of stuff I could not talk about. I want to breathe. I also want to act like I've been here 1,000 times. It's weird turning these cameras on and talking to the microphone. It is weird. In the past 48, I would even say 72, or does it even start even earlier? I think it might even be 72 hours, because today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, so in the past 72 hours, I've been on a deep spiral down. It all started Sunday, I think. Or, it could have started maybe even Monday, technically. All the way back Monday, 2 weeks, not this past Monday, but 2 Mondays ago, almost a week and a half ago, I started school. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to start school, and I don't want to be in school, but I am in school, and I intend on going to school today. That's the most I can tell you. So then it's all right, well, what do you mean when you say it started this past Monday? Well, this past Monday, I went to school for the first time, went to 2 of my classes. Then immediately came home. I think I went to bed first. Maybe I posted some stuff or made some video stuff. I had work. Then I went to work. Good God. That was insane. And then, I don't think I went to bed after work. And then I just went to school on Tuesday. And then when I got home Tuesday, then I ended up going to bed because it's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm so dead set on making it to school. I have to make it to school that I just can't sleep. So through it all, through the not sleep, I have to make it to school, and then the videos and everything, I was kind of falling asleep forcefully. It would just I would just sort of I would be okay, I'll just lay down on my bed for just a second, and then bang, sleep for 8 hours, and then I wake up and it would be 10 p.m. And so where am I going with this? So you could say the poor schedule was maybe the start of the spiral, but I don't think so, because at the end of the day, I was doing it. And if that's the way that it was getting done, that's fine. It's separate issues, scheduling and, well, I mean, they're related, but everything is related. Anyway, to continue to explain, I think a really big turning point in the speed of my downward spiral occurred Sunday night. Sunday night, I recorded episode 240 of Keeping It Real, which came out yesterday morning. It was the previous episode, and the sharp-minded of you might say, oh, well, that was the last episode. I would have thought you recorded it on Monday. Well, you probably would have thought that, right? But I ended up doing 2 episodes in one day, and yesterday I did not film Keeping It Real. Yesterday I had no guests, and I did not do a solo episode because I was, I had an episode already filmed, and I didn't posted that one, and it was a great episode. But that isn't actually, I don't know how I went on a tangent. That was not the turning point. That was not the turning point that I would say was a big moment in my downward spiral. I set out after filming episode 240 Sunday night with a backpack full of snacks and water, my running shoes on, my watch on my wrist, for my scheduled 18 miles. And it's funny because this is the same time. I mean, I don't know how to say this. I did not walk 18 miles. I think I got maybe a mile and a half in, and I decided I just can't do this. But what's funny is that I can't say that, maybe I could have if I just did it, but I decided against it. And so, apologies if you can hear that. I hope you can't, but whatever. Um, and so then I turned around, came home, and that's, I didn't do the 18 miles. I then, since it's Sunday night, I don't think I just let a lot of things collapse, one after the next, after the next, after the next. I don't think I finished social media. I don't think I read a page of my book. I don't think I shaved. I don't think that I counted, did my budgeting for the day. And I certainly didn't go to bed. And then it was like 5 or 6 a.m. Or I'm not sure when I eventually got to sleep. Maybe it was like 3 or 4. Point is, I woke up, went back to bed, woke up again, saw that it was 9:30, which is when my class starts. And it's, from bed to class, like at least 30 minutes. So I was like, I'm not going to be 30 minutes late. And then I decided I'm just not going to go to this class or the second class, back to bed. And from that point on, I've been steady in bed, not able to get out of bed. I've gotten out of bed twice, really, in the past 48 hours. Both times to just get fast food and come home. That's all I've been able to get out of bed to do. And it happens. Hasn't happened to me in a long time. I think I grew very comfortable with sort of what I had put on my own plate before school, which was just I worked part-time at Jersey Mike's and did my best with social media. And, I was constantly adding things, running, reading, all of it. And, taking care of myself. I've struggled with that for a while, taking care of myself, hygienically, having a clean space, all these things. And, having guests on the show. This episode ends like a 10, 11, 12 episode long streak where I've had a real guest. Yesterday's episode is on track to break 100 views. That's no thanks to the guest that I had on. I think I saw that he posted our episode on his social media, which no one ever really does. And sometimes I think like, man, I don't think that this that these guests really feel the same about this show as I do, and it's sort of like a fun thing that they get to do, and that's kind of like it. And that's I guess the point necessarily. I mean not I don't know what I'm saying. But I don't know, yesterday's guest, I felt like he really respected me, and it felt really good, even if part of it was just because like I happen to be older than him and we're from the same hometown. I've got a lot of respect for him too. I got a lot of respect for all people, and sometimes I'm like, I wonder, like, I don't think anyone else really. This is besides the point. Well, at this point, I've kind of told my story. I'm stuck in bed, but I have this show to cling to, and certainly ain't gonna not put an episode out. You're getting an episode. All right. And I was going to turn the camera on. I didn't think I was going to talk about any of this stuff. I really didn't. I thought that honestly I was going to ignore it because, like, keeping it real. Yeah, it's keeping it real. It's the title of the show. But it's like lately, I don't know, like throughout these last like 200 episodes, I've really like grown to have this sort of like wall up, like what I'm cool with keying you in on and what I'm keeping to myself. And it's definitely like a wall that I've been building. Right. But I guess I'll just say that, like, I guess I feel that I am able to talk about all this, as in one light, it might be embarrassing, I guess. And in another light, it might be a bad example. In another light, it might be self-affirming, it's like all these things could be in play. But at the end of the day, I still feel there is this aspect of my wall being there and being built to a certain standard of like security. I feel like I'm not violating any of my wall's rules. Like I feel like although I've been building a strong wall of like what part of me is keeping it real and what part of me is not keeping it real, I've also included very many doors at certain parts in the wall. There's like garage doors that are super wide and can let a semi truck in. But yeah, that's kind of what's been up. That's what's been up with me. So what should I say? What should I talk about now? What should I say now? I'm not sure really. I feel like I've wanted an episode solo for me to just kind of go off like this for a while. And I don't know what's been making me want that sort of thing, but I don't know if it feels good that it's here now or not. Yeah, so, yeah, so I'm struggling, man. I'm not texting people, I'm not calling people, I'm staying in my room. Um, and it's like all these thoughts, like, it's like I see that it's harder for depression to hit a moving target. I see that. And I've been standing still, man. I feel like inviting the sadness and I've been inviting the continuation of the spiral. And there's been some dark voices. Like there's been some dark like voices that have been in my head, honestly, like as I've been doing this, and I've realized how like distracting, and it's like a big reaffirmation of why I move. Like prior to Sunday, my mom actually told me on the phone, and I was meaning to tell her this, and she might have even known it when she said it because parents are so wise. She said, "You're so busy," or something like that. She just sort of told me that I'm like that I was very busy, and that's really like that really felt really good to hear because it was like I was almost like someone really like someone finally like I felt like maybe I had been so busy for so long and it just wasn't me. It felt like, but I was trying so hard to make it me because I knew that it's like all along, like I'm trying to tell you all along, it's like I know that being busy is better than not being busy. It's something that like I've made so many turns that it's like at this point I can say that I'm like through the turns, if there's ever a pattern emerging, it's most totally that being busy is, what I think I would prefer as human being. I prefer to be busy than not to be busy. And so that was a good voice. She told me that she was like, "You're so busy," and I was like, my mind just lit up at that, and it totally like was like, "Dude, I am like, thanks, mom. Like, I'm super busy. Like, hell yeah." And I don't feel like I have clung very much so to the thoughts of like, it's okay, bro. One step back, two steps forward. Like it's a step back, but now is the time where you decide if you want to take two more forward or just take three more back. That's fine if you take three more back. Just, you're gonna have to take 5 or 6 forward. And I don't want to take any more steps back. I don't know what like listing the number has to do with it. It kind of gets a little bit like and analogically complex, analogically like analogy, analogiologically. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like the number of steps don't matter. It's like I don't want to go backwards anymore. Like I feel like I've served my time, and I think back to I've been doing this for so long that you can go and watch a certain video on my channel where like I like announced I was dropping my classes. Was it last fall semester or was it last spring semester? One of the two in this recent year. That's like these thoughts they'll circle me and they'll eat at me when I'm in these periods of just like staying still. And when it comes to school, I'll just be like, just quit. Just quit. It's like a whisper in my head, like, just quit. It's not for you. Just quit school. Quit school. Quit school. And it's such a like tantalizing voice. And to make a comparison, actually, a like comparison, one of the voices that's much more real that's been in my mind over these past 48 to 72 hours has been my boss from work. For whatever reason, she told me that in passing, she said that she sees me coming to her in a week, 2 weeks time and asking to go back to having more hours because I'm dropping my classes. That was her prediction to me. She said that she thought, she expects that I'll come crawling back to her and ask for more hours because I will have dropped out of school. And that voice is much more real, and it's much more like venomous, and it stings really bad. And it's like, because it's rooted in like a real person that I idolize. I think it's, it's very interesting because like I idolize people all the time. And I feel like this is one of the only times where I've let someone that I've idolized sort of like, I kind of feel like I'm leaning towards like a little bit of a detachment. Like I don't necessarily know if I don't know how much I'm really into kind of letting her words actually be concrete in my mind. And I really pushed back and was kind of yelling at her when she was telling me that stuff. And honestly, that's probably part of the reason that led her to say that sort of thing. Because you got to imagine it through her eyes, and she's, it's like she understands her world better than anybody else. And in her world, she's probably seen plenty of me come and go. Kids that think that maybe they can do it all, or like that they understand everything, or that they, kids with plenty of charisma and all that. I'm sure she's seen them just come and go. And it's like, in a way, it's probably like, it's like, honestly, like it's weird because when she says that sort of thing, that she's like, you're going to drop your classes, it's like she's right in a way, but in her world, and I don't know what that means for her world. But I guess I'm just kind of not too, like, I'm just kind of like not too, like, how do I say this? I don't really care necessarily. And I feel like, that's not a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just kind of trying to like talk about like how I take to it. I just don't think I just don't think I really care to explore what that might mean for her world. Because I'm so locked in on my world and like what it means to be me. And I think that like I've really come to a place where it's like, that's all that really matters. Like I think what I care about most is trying to explain, what's going on with me and like how I'm feeling and like what I think, I'm trying to tell you, what I think I'm going to say that's going to come true. And, it's tricky because I found that like there's a lot of power in what I say. Cause what I say almost seems to always come true in like weird ways. So it's like, I want to be careful about what I say because it doesn't, like, you have this idea of what it might mean to do blank, be blank, become blank, accomplish blank. And it's never really what you have in your mind. But it will become. So it's like, it's almost like such an incredible power that you want to take a step back and like not even really say anything and just sort of have like, I like, that's why I think that this is I think that this is a great episode and a turning point episode and an episode where like, if you compared it and you would have to be super hyper analytical and hypercritical. Basically you'd have to be me. I think if I think comparing this episode to episodes in the 50s, 60s, not like 1950, 1960, like Keeping It Real episode 50, Keeping It Real episode 60, half a year ago, I don't think you'd actually be able to pick up on it because, earlier I was watching, I was like, ooh, there's this show called This Past Weekend by Theo Vaughn. And it's like one of those shows that's like super successful, thousands of episodes. And I really like, whoa, like I grabbed to him and I'm like, I'm coming for you, dude. Like you don't know me, you don't see me, you might never. And like, I'm not copying you or nothing, but like, damn it, like I'm working. Like I feel like I'm where you used to be, kind of. Like in some ways I feel like I've already surpassed you. It's like I'm younger than you. Like you'll die before me. Like I don't know, it's like this, I get in like all those feelings of like, I'm gonna do it. You've heard me say it 1,000 times in previous episodes, like, I'm gonna conquer the world, and like, I'm gonna be so famous, and like, this show is gonna create a new life for me, and people are gonna know me, and people are gonna be like, oh my God, I know you, and like, oh my gosh. But I was looking at, and you can go and you can see like his first episode. And from a me view, right, I'm looking at him and I've listened to his current episodes with like A-list celebrities, and he's the A-list celebrity. And I look at like maybe his first show. And it's hard because it's just like mine. Like you can't actually tell like what was the real first show, like you would have to have him like he would have to be the one to tell. It was so cool because it was like he would have to be the one to define what his first show was, because like you see the title This Past Weekend pop up, but like, like 7 episodes later, like he finally labeled one episode 1, and then you scroll back and it's like, well, he's talking to people on camera before it was called This Past Week. Like it's like, oh, like it's like this cool like inception. It's like, when does the fetus become a real baby? People that are standing with those signs about abortion. You know what I'm saying? But I just clicked on one because what does it matter? I'm not him, and I'm just trying to see like what was it like, and so I'm trying to tell you like it was pretty damn similar to what he does now. Like he looked to be pretty much the same guy, pretty much the same mannerisms, pretty much the same speech pace, pretty much everything was pretty much the same. He just maybe looked a little bit younger, sounded like he had a little bit smaller of an audience, and that was like very small, camera quality a little bit worse. And to put the cherry on top, in the description it said posted 10, 15 years ago. Probably 7 years ago. I think it was actually 7 years ago. And that really is so interesting to me, because I'm not talking about me 7 years ago. I'm talking about me half a year ago. And like, if I were to watch one of my episodes, like I'm saying, like I'm making the comparison here, I can look at what I've done half a year ago, only half a year. It has not been 7 years. And it's like, damn, like, this is so much better of an episode. Like I speak with so much more class, and I speak so much more professionally. I speak with this tone of like, I really belong here. And I speak like I really care to speak. And I speak like I've done it 240 times before this. You get what I'm saying? Like I speak like I really am like this is really not what it used to be. But then again, I have to think about, like I said earlier in this episode, how it's funny to think about how my guests see the show. And I just don't think it's that deep for them. It's certainly cool, certainly funny, certainly interesting, certainly out of the ordinary, certainly notable. But it's definitely not like a mountain that they climb. But me right now, I'm climbing a mountain. Just like in all my other episodes, you've heard me say it a trillion billion times. We're at the 25-minute mark, and I'm sitting here thinking, how the hell am I going to keep talking for an hour? Am I going to end up going silent? I don't know. How? Like it almost seems impossible to me. Like, how am I going to make this work for another hour? How am I going to keep on saying things for another hour? Like, I'm going to end up saying stuff about this and this and this, and then I'm going to start feeling like this and this and this, and it's like I start to have like a mini spiral almost every single time. But it's like, I'm going to push through. I don't really care necessarily if I feel like doing this or not. It's much bigger than what I feel like. It's much more important than what I am able to do. It's like what I will do. And I'm not sure that, my words are going to really convey that feeling. I can try, and I've tried before, but I just don't think, especially as I climb the numbers, episode-wise, as I continue to get up there. I mentioned in episode 240 with a big grin on my face that I was really hunting episode 1000. Like I'm really like out here like a caveman, like give me episode 1000. And it's so true. Like I'm coming for it. Like it's not safe. Like episode 1000 will be mine. And it's like just such a weird thing because it's like, I'm so intentionally separating myself from you. And that goes against, it's like a weird thing that goes against all the lessons that I've learned. Throughout my whole life, it's always, I've always felt like through trial and error, the truth is people are what I need most. It is not food. It is not water. These are all secondary. What I need absolutely most is not sleep. It's not exercise. It's not hygiene. It's not any of it. It's nothing. It's not money. What I need most is people. And in a weird way, this separates me from people. And you might hear me say that and be like, how is that possible? Jack, how could you say that? You just had 11 episodes with I think probably 11 because we had that one episode with 6 guests with 11 different people. Some you've met for the first time on camera, some you've known forever, some you would never have gotten to speak to for that amount of time if it weren't for the show. So, and I watched you through all those 11 episodes and you were so fascinated by the people that came on and you were so happy to tell them how awesome you thought they were. And you were so full of life. You could see the views before they happened. People posted you on their social media. People sent you to their group chats. You see what I'm saying? People. Jack, how could you say that that Keeping It Real, that this podcast, that social media, is separating you? And I would say to you, well, I get it. And in a lot of ways, you're right. But I think there can be two truths here. Yes, this show is doing exactly what I birthed it to do, exactly what I always wanted it forever to do. And I feel like it's just continuing to ramp up. This show is making me known. This show is putting me out there, and this show is connecting me with so many people that I never would have been connected with otherwise in the ways that I have. That is true. But another truth is with every episode, I continue to break further apart from all the guests I had on the show. With every episode, I continue to break further apart from everyone I've ever known, everyone I ever will know. And I think it's bigger than the show, really. I think I'm just I'm using the show just so maybe hopefully you could follow better along. But I think that this is a very human experience, whether or not you have a podcast. Every day you get one day older, and no one's lived your life. I think that this is why we find it harder and harder to make friends as we get older. It might not be true that it really is harder. It's just you're never going to relate to someone like you related to them when you were younger. Younger people have less separation between them because they've lived a shorter life. So, yeah, I mean, it's horrifying. I think that's why I'm the guy that's you're always going to hear from high school. Everyone always hears from me, and I never, I rarely get people, I feel like I reach out so much more than I'm reached out to. But that's never bothered me. I don't think I'm ever going to let it bother me. And cause I believe in what I'm doing. Like, I feel like in all that I've seen and all that I've learned, I want desperately not to make waste of all the people I cross paths with ever. And I feel like, when there is someone and you kind of allow them to be no one, it's your own fault. People are people because of people. And I feel like I have this thing to me that's very much so learned, where I need to make use of I need to I don't even know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure you kind of catch my drift. I wonder what I sound like. I don't necessarily care what I sound like. Another sort of thing along this theme, I feel like there's like a theme to this episode, right? That makes it so much more different than the past episodes 6 months later, 6 months previous, is that thing that happened with that girl, Casey from school. Dude, I like totally wrote her off. Like, I don't care about her at all. And I don't think that that's necessarily like, how do I say this? I don't think that that's like maybe how you think it is. Because I have just as much respect for her as I have for my new roommates that I've just met. It's almost like, I'm gonna, like I said, like I have she falls right into the huge basket of people that it's like almost nearly every single person that I know, where it's like I'm I don't know. It's just not. It's not the way that I usually have gone about. Like, it was very striking to me to find how like I felt these feelings through the actions that I took, and I felt like it was a very big like outlier in how I've gone about girls and like the potential start to a relationship with a girl. Is I have just been like, I don't give a shit. Like, she could be the woman that I marry or not. Like, I don't like this is all I think about when I think about her, which is rare. Well, it's not rare. She's the most, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not like, I feel like I've just reached this point where it's like, I don't give a shit. And it's like manifesting itself throughout all aspects of my life. Like, kind of like school, like I think I'm going to be able to go to class today, both my classes today. I don't know. I might even stay on campus and study a little bit. I'm definitely behind. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lectures behind, which is 1 lecture in each of my 5 classes. I've missed class once in every class that I have. But it's like, I just don't, I don't give a shit, but I feel like I don't give a shit in like a healthy way. Like, I feel like yes, it's going to affect my grade. Yes, it's going to make everything harder, but it's not, I don't know. It's late at night. It's practically morning. I don't know what I'm saying. 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 This is when I started to think like, damn, this episode sucks. Like time just kind of slowed down. I look back at the clock and it's only the 34-minute mark. And I'm like, I wish I could have done more to get a guest. I wish I could have kept this streak. I wish I could find it in myself right now to be like, it's okay, I'll hunt for a guest today, even though I feel like that's not going to happen. I feel like I'm going to find myself right back here in 12 hours, 24 hours, making episode 242 with no guest. And like, it's going to be even harder than 241 was. And I'm going to be like, why didn't I get a guest? I had a guest for today. He said he was down for Tuesday. And I didn't text him. And it sucks because he didn't text me either. I actually had a guest for Monday as well. He canceled on me. And he did not want to reschedule. So it's it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I think there's just so many people out there, and there are so many things to be said and feelings to be felt still that, I can't be anything but grateful. And that's why I think I don't care, right? Because it's I think when I talk about not caring, it's more of I free myself to be able to be in the present, and maybe, just maybe, if I'm feeling ever so advanced, feeling ever so rooted in the absence of care, think maybe just a little bit in the future. Just a little bit. Because I feel like when I talk about caring, right? When I feel like when I'm talking about I'm growing to not care. I'm growing to not care about the things that have sucked my care for so long. And all that's really sucked in my care, I feel like, has been things that have already happened. You get what I'm saying? Like longtime listeners know me. You people, you really do know me. And you know what I'm talking about. What are the subjects that have really gripped me in previous stretches of long solo episodes? The subjects where I come on again and again, feel like I'm stupid, feel like I'm spiraling live in the episode, feel like I can't avoid the topic, feel like I'm, making a fool of myself. It's a wide variety of things. It's money, it's girls, it's family, it's friends, it's success, it's my job. It's just, but they all have one thing in common, and it's stuff that's already happened. I feel like stuff that's already happened. And I just feel like, if the goal is to truly be grounded in the now, appreciate what you got, and as a big inspiration of mine lately, Hank Green said in one of his vlogs that I watched, have no expectations, then you have to let go of cares as pertaining to the past. You have to. You can't, it doesn't really, it's I don't know, man. It's it's the same as you got to stop smoking weed. You got to stop caring about what's already happened. And I really feel like I do that, especially lately. I feel like I've been letting go a lot. And, it's hard as the minutes go by, because I feel like the more I talk about it, the more it's let's actually think about what's actually happened in the past. And I started this episode, right, by recounting to you what happened in the past. But that was more of an exercise of okay, well, can I still talk about it without it contributing to the spiral? And I think I definitely could. I think I definitely did. I just, if you're listening to this now, and because I don't know, I you never know with keeping it real. Because this episode has no guests, we might be right back down to 1 watch hour after 24 hours. But yesterday's episode is on track to slam through 100 views, as well as 10 watch time hours. That means 10 people watched the episode all the way through. Now, I imagine it's a lot of my guest, Kellen's friends. I imagine. And I can't say for certain, and it's not even just yesterday's episode. It's the past 12 episode stretch. A lot of new eyes found the channel. I think in the last 12 episode stretch, we slammed through 900 subscribers. Now we're at 920. 80 people, 80 subscribers away. If everyone from yesterday's video and everyone from today's video pressed the subscribe button, we'd likely hit 1,000 today. And that's been such a long time coming. I mean, that's a huge, Huge accomplishment. I remember hitting 100 subscribers, and that's crazy. That's crazy. I remember. And, coming to 1,000, I feel very like, I have these thoughts of like, yeah, man, I don't know. I feel it's a really good thing that I'm saying. Like, I just don't care because like there's no point in it. It's like, I care, but I care about right now. And I feel like right now, this video that I'm making, it's weird. It's weird. It's cause it's like, I've always seen this path, and I see this path currently. It's like a right now path that I'm like, it's always in my mind. It's like, it's just this big staircase that I'm currently on. Like, I'm walking on my staircase just goes up. Like I'm next up is 100,000, then 10 million, then 100 million. Like this show is destined to succeed. I have no doubt in my mind. Like I have no doubt in my mind. But at the same time I do. But I've watched over a year's time, I have watched my doubts manifest into things of different nature. I remember, I can't let myself forget. I can't let myself forget about the version of me that just, made the decision not to include my own face in my own videos, my own voice even. I can't, you can watch it. It was April sometime, 2024. I was in New York City. You can watch this. Like, this is not, it's so cool because it's like, this is not, like, I'm not like, this is not a manufactured story. It is very much so a real tale of just one human being growing up. Just because, if it wasn't filmed or if I wasn't me, I was someone else, like, this would still be happening. Everyone's going through this, my age and younger and older. I feel like every single day we all think these same thoughts. Yeah. And I think it's so funny because it's like, I don't think, like, I wonder, like, I just wonder about, I just totally wonder, like, what does all these groups of people look like that are coming in and putting eyes on these videos? Are there people that have seen every single video? Are there people that are just starting to binge every single video today? Or will there be people? How will that group grow? Every single video back to back to back that I've made. And then there's different groups of those people, like, who's going to pay my attention, who's going to be studying through it all, who's going to, because it's like, I don't know what it is. Is that even, is that even worth what I necessarily want to think about? Yeah, I'm just trying to tell y'all what it is, how it be, what it do. First solo episode in a while. Lots of silence. No people calling in. We could go and read comments. That'd be cool. Because I have a bunch that I haven't responded to. I'm still not going to respond because I don't want to, be typing, and it's already going to be a lot for me to be reading. I'm probably going to skip a lot because a lot of these people are return commenters that I just don't feel like addressing. Bro wearing the special makeup. I don't know what that means. 3 hearts. That, know what that means. I'm not sure if you realize, but I think your mic wasn't connected or something. Can't say. I know I didn't realize, but I can't say that, like, I think I just don't care. I remember that video. My mic wasn't connected. Or I just think I didn't put the audio in, or I don't know what it was. I just was like, fuck it. Like, I just didn't go back and fix it. I just realized, like, after I exported the video, I like you singing or rapping. Thanks. Thank you. I'm always like so super into this concept that you're going to get just as much hate as you get love, reaction wise and feedback wise. But I really see, I think where I see that relationship the most is in my freestyles. I think that's where I've gotten the most hate, which also means the most love. Yeah, so that's interesting. And I definitely like to read both. And I like you singing with a ton of hearts after it. That's nice to read because I like me singing. I express myself through when I sing. Good stuff, man. Nice and creative, bro. Good stuff. Yo, Jack, come on to the wedgie. You're creepy and you're weird. Keep on going, bro. You have the same name as the wedgie person, and even the same Google profile picture, just a slightly different shade of green. So I always get that mixed up. But the lighter green, keep going, bro. You have always been so nice and supportive. Good job, bud. That's a different language, but emojis are universal, and I appreciate. I think, you took the time to press buttons and click send. Well, what happened to your headphones? Why now is a good question. I wonder what your most popular video was. Turns out it's this. I know, right? Weird, because that was very, like, I was super inspired for that too. Like, that's like a very big common thing. Like, the videos that do well, I'm always feeling very inspired. Like, I feel like that correlation really does exist. There goes 10 minutes. No dishes. Damn. How's your day going? W rap. Thank you. Good stuff, bud. Thanks. 67 or 41. Funny. A green bass. That's not crazy. What a legend. Ayo, it's your boy Raj. Can I get a shout out on one of your podcasts? I never gave him a shout out. Okay, EK, I think I said I would too. No, I don't think I ever said I would, but I didn't. EKI 2022, I hope that doesn't mean you were born in 2022. EKI 2022 F5J. I read your comments, I see you, and this is your shout out. Episode 241. It took 10 episodes, and you posted this comment 8 days ago, but I am reading your comment, and this is your shout out. Three fire emojis by Riley Brown. Petition for Jack to grow a beard. I shouldn't be reading that comment. It's from Griffin, someone whom I know. Raj just spams the hell out of me with shit that just like it looks interesting, some of them, and then some of it is just like totally looks like it's AI generated, which is like I don't don't give me that shit. Like, I don't like if I want AI generated stuff, I'll go on ChatGPT. Can't wait to be on the show again. I don't know who you are, Cyclone Master 00. I would love for you to be back on the show. I don't know if you've actually been on the show before or what, but I would like for you to maybe include your name, because why the hell would I, this very well may be someone that is very aware that they didn't include a name and has never been on the show and is just looking for attention, or like looking for a response from me. So they act like they've been a guest on the show, thinking that I will be quick to be like, who are you? Or respond to your comment. Cyclone Master 00. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while now, and I don't really care. So tell me or don't. Can't even guarantee I'll see it as you do. Relax, brother. Just let it all work, or make it work. That's an interesting comment. I remember when I got this comment, and it's to a short of a podcast. The title is Red Pilled. I know I made like 30 shorts from this podcast, and it was a solo episode where I was very up in arms. I was shouting in the mic, very like passionate about whatever was going on. And I got this comment. It says, relax, comma, brother, period. Just let it all work, comma, or make it work. And that is like I was very weird to read that last part, because it's like the message is very coherent and transparent and in like the first 8-9 words. Relax, brother. Okay, it's like, I'm relaxed. We're brothers. This is working. I'm getting where you're coming from. Just let it all work. That is very on par with relax and brother. Just let it all work. But then when you put a comma and say, or make it work, it's like, well, what am I doing? Like, am I relaxing because I'm your brother and I'm just letting it work? Or am I making it work? Like what? I don't know. I just feel like I don't... like, it's very like, it's almost like everything's there. Like the wise nature of like the short-handed yet information-packed phrase. Like it's all there, but then you just kind of go and ruin it with, or make it work. Like, like those are separate comments. Like those are separate statements. So to have it in one standalone, and it would like, maybe you could make that work if like you expanded it to be 2 paragraphs, right? But it's like, that doesn't work as like one cohesive sentence. Like they don't go together. That's like saying like that would make sense if it was like supposed to be like, that's why I'm laughing. Like, is this supposed to be comedy? I just don't think it is. I think this is supposed to genuinely be someone's take at like being wise and like like making a comment on someone's page where they feel like they could lend a helping hand and like their words can make a difference. And I guess in a way, Rifty Boy 22. What is 22? Are you guys all 3 years old? 2022? Was everyone just born in 2022? I'm like 3-year-olds. Like, are you guys commenting on YouTube? Do you guys have smartphones? Like, what is that? Is that when you made your account? Is that when you turned, like, what is 22? Or are you 22 years old? Because if you are, you got to work on your, I don't know, if you're going to comment, it's got to be, there was one guy that doesn't comment anymore, but he was just the best. He asked me about donating one time, and then I never heard from him again. And his comments were like, YouTube, his comments were the ones that like you actually scroll down to read, like the ones that are really like, ooh, Socratic seminar, like this person like put their comment through Grammarly, at least has attended 2 or 1 English class in their life. Like, yes, this comment, like this person is on YouTube because they like, yes, they enjoy it, but it is like a distinguished pastime in their life. And when they comment with, you see what I'm saying? But Rifty Boy 22, try to be more like that, because right now all this comment serves is something for me to laugh at. So thanks. Honestly, it's good. It's good to laugh. I don't think you're the first comment that made me laugh. All the other ones were very like, I mean, I'm scrolling back down now. I think every comment since now has been very like even less telling of brain power, but so it's like this one, weirdly, it was like the best attempt at like someone having a brain yet, and still very stupid. And then we got one Crow 7375. I get the sense that you are either someone that was in this episode or someone that is a part of the group chat or friend group that was this episode. You said this Jonah guy seems like he enjoys matcha and things of that nature. So I appreciate your comment. These links are very easy to click on. Like, all my friends were in a podcast. Like, I'll click on the link. And then there's like steps to it, right? Then there's like people that actually, click through and watch parts of it. There's people that watch the whole thing. And then there's people that, I can't say if you watched the whole thing or not, but, you did type out this Jonah guy seems like he enjoys matcha and things of that nature, and you click post. This could be Jonah himself also. That's a very likely thing. And I read that 24 hours ago. And I was like, I don't think I registered it because I always I'm always passive. But now that I'm registering it, I know who Jonah is. And he definitely does seem like he enjoys matcha and things of that nature. Took the words right out of my mouth. That's definitely true. Definitely looks like he has a bit of performative male in him. Definitely looks like he is most inclined to get attention from women out of the group. He definitely is like, yeah, definitely. I'd say Jonah's voice seemed like it was maybe the loudest. Seemed like he was maybe the most, like had the heaviest influence. Seemed like he was, which was cool to learn that he was actually new to the friend group. Thought that was cool because like, I think I relate to Jonah a lot, and like I've been new to friend groups before, and I felt like the person that's voice like kind of stands out in a weird way sometimes. But we've reached the end of that was all I got. Hi, do a podcast blueprint on your Google Docs workspace. What the hell does that mean, Raj? You gotta like, you know what I'm saying? What the hell does that mean? Pimping with Griffin, the GOAT. Thanks, Griffin. Love you, man. But yeah, 86 views, and 9.6 watch hours. People are up right now. Like this has been going up all night. People throughout tonight have been watching and listening to this show. Probably in the background, they're probably just messing around in the background. That's all I got. No real comments or drop the link. Am I in the right account? Drop the link 50 minutes ago from Griffin. I don't know what. Wow, circle, drop the link. I don't know what that means. Yeah, no, Instagram, no real comments from strangers. Or really comments from people I know, really. No new video today. Yay, I got it right. Yeah, that's all I got, really. And that was like 3 weeks worth of YouTube comments. It wasn't really like I got all those comments recently. I've, haven't responded to comments in a long, long time. We can keep going with this segment. There's 3 minutes left in the episode. Why not? Let's just continue to. I'll just make it so I can see the ones that I've responded to, so we can go all the way. Contains questions. Public subscriber response status. Responded. Keep going, man. Okay, here we go. And now we can go all the way back. Okay, keep going, man. It's so nice of you. That's Russian. Cool boy. Why don't you answer me? Bye. I don't know, probably just die or maybe start eating random plants. About to waste my time. A little bit lower volume on the beep. Thank you. The beep, bro's the definition of consistency. That one was really nice. Appreciate the existential crisis before bed. That's funny. Hi, mate. Amen. Oh, Kadis fam explained. Oh, Cyclone Master. Oh my God, Cyclone Master. This is my cousin. She changed her profile and her name. Cyclone Master 00. Is that her face? It is. I just didn't. It looks like her face, but she's edited it on dreadlocks. And maybe my face mask turned like the Grinch or something. I don't know. This is my cousin. So that means that if we scroll to the top, what did she say in that first comment? That it was like, I loved Women on Keeping It Real. It was probably that. So that's like a ping. I've gotten 2 pings in the last 24 hours. One was from one of my most popular episodes ever, Worth Thompson, episode 15, 16, 25, something like that. 1,000+ views. He watched the episode from yesterday, and he said he just skipped through it. He didn't actually watch it, but it evoked such a response in him to message me and say that we needed to do another episode before the 1 year anniversary. And it's like, hell yeah, dude. So I texted back and told him, bro, I think about you all the time. I want to make that happen. I feel this. Can I get a break? Ethan Robinson, I feel like someone that I know. Maybe get a job, bruh. Nonsense. Just chill, dude. I like the vibe. You seem like you like making film. Is that true? Crazy, bro. What the fuck was that mini crash out? This is the end of the episode. We've reached the end of the episode. This has been episode 241 of Keeping It Real. I've been your host, jackkadis. Now we are... the outro music is playing. So I'm going to cut the screen to black. You're going to see the Keeping It Real KIR #141. And the music's going to stop playing and the video will end. Peace.